Hey, what's up, hello guys? We are back at my favorite place, aka Barnes and Nobles. So we did Secret Santa this year in my fiance's family for Christmas, and my Secret Santa got me a $150 gift card to Barnes and Nobles. So we are about to go and make use of their 25% off sale they're doing right now and go use it up. And yeah, I'm excited. I haven't done book shopping since like forever, especially at Barnes and Nobles. I think this is gonna be my biggest haul of this year because I didn't do any shopping this year except for like once in August. I got maybe like 5 books, but I'm excited to see what kind of damage we're gonna do, and I'm gonna bring you guys along with me for a little come book shopping with me vlog. So yeah, let's go ahead and go inside. I'm so excited. No way, is it actually? Stop. Is Barnes and Nobles packed?
A few moments later.
Y'all, it is packed. I really should have made like a list of books that I wanted to buy before we came, but I'm really going into this blind. Like, I don't necessarily have a TBR. There's a lot of books that I've seen that a lot of people are reading that I want to get, but I really only know the covers, so kind of going off that. This one is getting turned into a movie, but I haven't read it yet, so I think this would be a fun little read. Anna Huang exclusive edition. I think I'll go with this one. I love all of Anna Huang's books, but I have yet to read this series, and I think getting a cute little special edition might make me want to read it more. I like Hazelwood. I read the first one, and this is the second book of her series, so I've been wanting to read this, not gonna lie. I'm hoping they have more of the Cassandra Clare books. Ooh, do they have this? I have the first one, City of Bones. What is this? Clockwork Angel and City of Ashes. When you line the spines up together, they make like a picture. So I have the first one, which is City of Bones. So it goes like that, and then the second one kind of connects to it. And lately, they've never had like anything but like the first and fifth book in stock. And I have the first one. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get the second one to kind of complete the series, or at least move along. I read the series when I was in elementary actually, and I really liked it. It's one of the first reading series that I've ever read, so I really do want to get the whole collection so I can have that spine on my bookshelf. I read Quicksilver over the summer and I absolutely loved it. So I think I'm gonna get her second one too. It's haul time! I'm not gonna lie, I know that this video was supposed to be like more about me book shopping, but it was so packed in Barnes and Nobles that I was getting like low-key filming and like social anxiety. Like I was like, oh my god, I don't want to have my camera out talking to the camera and there's all these people around that can be watching me. So it was kind of short. But don't worry, now that I'm in the safe comfort of my little homemade library at home, I can give you guys a full detail explanation on all the books that we got today. Let's go ahead and start with this bag. So the first book I got was The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. I don't know too much about this book. I just remember that it was on my TBR, my Amazon wish list, since like 2023, and at one point I kind of forgot about it. So my understanding of the book, based off the cover in the back, is that two wolf shifters agree to be fake mates but unexpectedly find something real in the steamy paranormal romantic comedy. And I recently read Bride by Ali Hazelwood, and it brought back my love for like the werewolf books, because not gonna lie, middle school me, Wattpad, I read a lot of like werewolf romance when I was in middle school. I'm not gonna lie, because I saw like the doctor stuff, I thought this was gonna be like a medical romance, and coming from a girly who was pre-nursing, like I thought, that'd be fun to like read about. I didn't know where mate came from, but now that I know it's about werewolves, I'm very intrigued. But if you guys have read this book, let me know your thoughts below, because I'm pretty excited to read it and just get more into more werewolf romances. The next book we have is The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I have been wanting to read this for the longest time. It's been on my TBR, but I haven't really like dived into mystery thriller books. I've really been a romantic-y girly. Romance, fantasy. I've read some mystery thrillers like the Natural series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes and the Hawthorne Games, but nothing that didn't have romance, because as far as I'm concerned, there's no romance in this. I could be wrong, but I know that she's like the queen of mystery thriller. Everyone really loves her book, so I'm excited to go ahead and take a dive into it. I have read one of her short stories before when I was trying to hit my 100 reading goal for last year. I believe it was called The Present or The Gift, and I was shocked by the end of it, so I'm excited to read this and see what happens. I am completely spoiler free. I know nothing about this book, haven't seen much TikToks on it, so I'm excited to be reading a book that I'm not going to be spoiled. Next, I have Love Arranged by Lauren Asher. I haven't read the first two books. I have them right here, Love Redesigned and Love Unwritten. Love Unwritten I actually have a signed copy of, which is pretty nice. And I just realized, full circle moment, the first time I went Barnes & Noble shopping for Christmas 2 years ago, 2023, Love Redesigned was in that haul. So it's kind of funny that the third book of that series is now in my haul for 2025 Christmas. The only books by Lauren Asher that I read is book 1 and 2, The Fine Print and Terms and Conditions of her Dreamland Billionaire series. I haven't read the third one yet, and I haven't read the series, obviously, like I said. So yeah, not much thoughts on it. If you guys have read it, let me know what you think about this series. I have been wanting to start it, but I've kind of like just been putting it off because I do want to finish the Dreamland Billionaire series first. But depending on how good you guys think this is, maybe I'll go ahead and read it. These next two books I got are actually part of the series, and it's Throne of the Fallen and Throne of Secrets by Carrie Maniscalco. I hope I pronounced it right. I have passed by this book in Barnes & Noble's like multiple times, never decided to pick it up or look at the cover, but since we're in the spirit of shopping for books, and like I said earlier in the video, I didn't have anything that I was particularly looking for, I was like, why not? Let's branch out of the comfort zone, never judge a book by its cover, and I decided to pick it up. I actually picked this one up first because I thought like the dragons in the front were pretty cool, and then I realized this was the second book to this one, so I was like, okay, let's get both. This is actually the Barnes & Noble's exclusive edition, which I think is pretty cool. I have no idea what the series is about, know nothing about it, but I am intrigued since I bought it, and I'm hoping to potentially read it soon. I know that she wrote another series, and I ended up getting that series as well, so I hope they're good. I mean, the cover looks nice. I saw the dragons, and it says at the top of this one, Bridgerton, but with magic and dragons. Perfect if you like your romance anchored in unpredictable mystery, sparkling banter, and next level smut. Ooh, if you know me, I love Bridgerton and I love dragons. I have a dragon tattoo going up my arm. I love dragons. So the fact that there's dragons in this definitely makes me want to read this a lot more, that I think I will probably add this to my January TBR. The next two that I have in here is City of Ashes and City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. Not going to dive too much into this series because if you know me, you know I love the Mortal Instruments. I did a TikTok talking about how I'm still hoping that they decide to continue the movie series, not the TV series, the movie series, because I loved it. I watched the movie series when I was 9. The first movie came out, and that's when I read the books because my dad was a fan of them, and I loved it, and I've never stopped thinking about it since. So I wanted to get this cover of the books. I feel like I have one of City of Bones, but it has like the movie like characters at the top. I'll kind of show a photo of it here, and I can't find it anywhere. And I know my dad has the books as well, but they're like the old, like thick, big books. This new edition, let me kind of show you how it looks like. When you have them in numbered order, it makes like an image. It makes like an image of the spine, so you can see that like the photos are kind of, let me cover my face, the photos are lining up. So eventually when you get the whole series, it's gonna be like a big picture thing. And I have the first one. I reread the first one back in August, and I want to keep rereading the series, but I wanted to wait till I got the paperback. But my Barnes & Nobles, granted I haven't gone since like August, hasn't had like the rest of the series. So because they had book 2 and 3, City of Ashes and City of Glass, I was like, okay, time to get it so I can start building that spine collection. Okay, the last one I have in this bag was the first one I grabbed, which is The Bond That Burns. What really drew this to me is I love the sprayed edges, like it's dragon scales. How cool is that? And the book design in general looks pretty sick with the dragon on it and the gold. Oh my lord, I didn't read the top that says Bloodwing Academy book 2. I genuinely thought this was the first book. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to get the second book, but I don't know anything about it, but the dragons look cool, and that's why I decided to get it. The back says, a rider's strength comes from their dragon, but their wisdom comes from every dragon who ever lived. So I feel like this is very similar to Fourth Wing, not trying to discredit it or anything, but just that's just my first opinion from reading the back. From the little thing I saw in the beginning, it says, at Bloodwing Academy, blood is currency, but a dragon's legacy is priceless and as dangerous as fire. So it does sound like a whole academy that has to do with dragons, which, like I said, is very similar to Fourth Wing, not discrediting this at all. I mean that like in a good way, because I love Fourth Wing. It's one of my favorite series. I don't have my Stanley in here, but my Stanley is literally laser engraved Fourth Wing, and it has Wing Leader on it. Let me know your thoughts on this one, especially just because, like I said, from first opinion, I feel like it's similar to another book, but I want to know what you guys think. Finally, starting on bag 2. Coming off the top, we have Callie's Heart's Brimstone. Ooh, look at that, like, foil. This is pretty sick. I really like the, like, orangey bronze sprayed edges on this. I kind of wish I grabbed the Quicksilver edition of this now, because I do have the first book, but it's like the original cover. Like, these just don't match, but they had a Quicksilver one that looked like this, so I'll probably have to go back and get it. I am excited to read this because I loved Quicksilver. I read it no, it wasn't this summer, actually. I read it 2 summers ago, summer 2024, and I like ate that book up. I did it for a reading vlog, actually, one of my YouTube videos. Maybe it'll pop up over here if I figure out how to do it, but I have read it for a YouTube book series YouTube video, and I loved it. Oh my god, there's art! Look! That's not Kingfisher, and that's not Miss Osha. I don't know who that is, but this is pretty sick. I feel like the first book ended off on a really big cliffhanger, so I'm excited to see kind of like how they continue from that. Like, I kind of have an idea and kind of theories that I made when I finished the first book of like, okay, so this happened, this is what's gonna happen, this is what's gonna happen, but I'm excited to read it. This is also a fat book, so it'll probably take me a bit. This is definitely one book that I have been looking forward to, and it's gonna be on my 2026 TBR. Next, we have Made by Ali Hazelwood. I recently read Bride by Ali Hazelwood, and I have this edition of the book, and I loved it. I read it earlier this month, actually, and I still think about Misery and Low. So, yeah. I think what was pushing me off this book for a bit was it now talks about Serena and Cohen. Serena and Cohen, and I was kind of hoping it was going to continue more about Misery and Low because I'm really attached to those characters and I want to read more about them. But everyone's saying that Mate is a lot better than Bride, which I find hard to believe because I loved Bride. but everyone's hyping this one up, saying that their story is cute and that you still get to see little snippets of misery and love. So I'm trying to keep an open mind and to read the book, even though I really love those characters. I love all Ali Hazelwood's books. I've given all of them over 4 stars, like 4.5, 4.75, 5 stars. So I know without a doubt that I'll love it no matter what, but yeah. 1, 2, where's the third one? There we go, in order. So this was the second series by Carrie Maniscalco that I was talking about. I have heard a lot of good things about this series, especially Kingdom of the Wicked. I've passed this book also many times over the years. I've just never like grabbed it, wasn't like really drawn to it. But I saw that they had the special editions of them, and it's like blue, purple, pink, and with the skulls. And since I grabbed her other series, I was like, keep an open mind, let's start this one. Just based off the back of the book, it says 2 sisters, 1 brutal murder, a quest for vengeance that will unleash hell itself, and an intoxicating romance. Amelia and her twin sister Victoria are stray witches who live secretly among humans, avoiding notice and persecution. One night, Victoria misses dinner service at the family's renowned restaurant in Sicily. Amelia soon finds the body of her beloved twin, desecrated beyond belief. Oh damn. So her sister dies. I thought it was like maybe someone else died, not the sister. That's crazy. Anyways, based off that summary, I don't know, I'm a little intrigued. Like, going on a quest for vengeance of your twin sister. Like, I wonder what happened, who killed her. I already have questions brewing. And I believe this is just like the series. Like, it's just a trilogy, so it'd be like a nice short like read. I won't have to worry about waiting for the next book. I haven't really read much books with witches in it per se. I think the only book that I've read that has a witch in it is the Throne of Glass series. I'm excited to see this version of magic and what this fantasy world brings, because it is nice to switch it up once in a while. I feel like most of the books I've read are about like fae or vampires, so I think having something with witches is going to be a little different. I know this is getting repetitive, but if you guys have read the series, please let me know, because I'm always open to seeing what like people think about books before I read them myself. I do like to form my own opinion on them, but it is nice to have an idea of what I'm getting myself into. Next, coming out of like fantasy for a bit, we got The People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I have read Beach Read by her, but that was the only book. I'm not gonna lie, Beach Read I kind of gave like a 3 stars, 3.5. I wasn't much of a fan of that book, but I know this one's getting turned into a movie, and even says right here, coming soon to Netflix. So like I said, I like reading books before I read the movie, so I decided to get it to kind of see like how this one is, how it goes, and if I like it enough to want to go ahead and watch the movie. Spoiler alert, I probably will watch the movie. And then I know a lot of people also just love Emily Henry in general, and I really want to like her. Not saying I don't like her, but Beach Read was kind of very underwhelming for me, that I'm hoping that this kind of blows me away. The back says, 2 best friends, 10 summer trips, and 1 last chance to fall in love. Alex and Poppy, they have nothing in common. She's a wild child, he wears khakis. She has insatiable wanderlust, he prefers to stay at home with a book. And somehow, ever since a fateful car share home from college many years ago, they are the very best of friends. So this is definitely a friends to lovers or best friends to lovers, and I like that it's about like a summer trip, because I feel like it's gonna be like fun. There's not gonna be like the premise of like schoolwork. It's just gonna be like a fun vacation filled slow burn, and I love slow burn, so I think it's gonna be fun to see how they go from being friends to being lovers. Like, I love the little secret touches when the looks last a little longer, the subtle like hand on the back where it's like, oh, they're friends, they're close enough to do that, but really it's like, now they're catching feelings. Like, I feel like this might be a book where I'll be kicking my feet and giggling. Next we have The Defender by Anna Huang. I'm not gonna lie, I started The Striker the day it came out. I think I got about 5% on Kindle Unlimited, and then I just got into the biggest slump that I never finished it. But I do want to read this series because I do like soccer, and I loved that back in The Striker, I think the female main character was a ballet instructor. I used to do gymnastics and dance, and I did do ballet, so that was like a little like, oh my gosh, I used to do that too type of beat. I don't know the characters in this one. Oh, Vincent Dubois, yes. So the male main character is the brother of the female main character in the first one, which is very similar to the Twisted series with Ava Chen and Josh Chen. So I'm excited to read this one. I unfortunately don't think I own the first book. I have like all of Anna Huang's books right over here. I have the Kings of Sin series. I have the Twisted series. I don't think they have the Striker. I looked for it, but they only had the second one. So I'll probably get the Striker a different day or just read it on Kindle Unlimited to get it out of the way so I can read this one. Well, not necessarily get out of the way because it's not like it's a chore. Like, I love Anna Huang's books. I'm part of her influencer club and I don't know. I'm excited to read it. I have just been in the biggest slump ever this whole year. Like I said, only read 33 books. So I feel like whenever a new book comes out, I'm always like, oh my god, I'm so excited. Like, I love this author, I love this series. And then I remember, wait, I'm not even caught up on the series because when do I have time to read? I am excited to dive back into the Anna Huang universe and get to finally read these books. I'll probably finish the Striker first before I start this one. Not probably, I will. I'm not going to read it out of order. And lastly, I wish I got the Barnes & Noble's edition. Oh wait, I did get the Barnes & Noble's exclusive edition. It has it right there. But it's Crown Tide by Alex Astor. And I really like the special editions because the fronts always have cool covers. I have all of her books. I recently got the Grimm and Orwell dual book, but I haven't read it yet. Kind of been putting it off just because I feel like the books are not necessarily dragging, but it was supposed to be a trilogy and this is already book 5. Or book 4, not including the dual point of view. But I'm excited to read it nonetheless. I read Sky Shade like almost exactly a year ago. I read it Thanksgiving weekend last year. I swear the cliffhangers, like, they just get worse each book. And not worse like they're bad, but like worse like, oh my god, I need the next book now. Like when I finished Lightlark and when I finished Nightbane, and I've talked about this in my like reading wrap up videos, like I was floored, jaw on the ground, like, oh my god, I need the next book. What the hell was that? Same with Sky Shade. So I have a feeling that by the time I reach the end of Crown Tide, I'm probably gonna be jaw dropped again. I don't know if my heart's ready to take that because honestly I can't choose. Let me know if you guys are team Grimm or team Orwell because I'm honestly team both. I'm team why choose. In the second book, I was very heavily team Orwell just because I want the good guy, but the real Mika, like, loves the deep, morally gray, like, dark-haired baddie boy, aka Grimm. But something about Oro just makes me really like him. And Alex always is, like, saying that one of them's gonna die, and I'm really not prepared for that because I want them both to live happily ever after. And, yeah. I don't know. I'm a little scared. Oh, shit. Well, guys, here's, like, a tall overview of my Christmas haul I got. We ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 books. I did a lot of damage. A special shout out to Uncle Alvin for my Barnes & Noble's gift card because that covered majority of this purchase. I'm super happy and excited to be back in booktube, and I honestly had a lot of fun filming this little Christmas book haul. It's a lot of books and I'm very thankful to have even been able to get more books. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm sorry if this was a lot of more of me talking than really getting to watch me shop. Like I said, I was just really shy filming in a packed Barnes & Noble's, but I still had fun nonetheless. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts below and let me know what videos you guys want to see next because I'm fully committed to going back to YouTube in 2026. I already asked for less hours at my job. I changed up my schedule so I could have time to film and also just so I can read again because I do miss getting to read. So I'm excited to read all of these with you and I'll see you guys next time. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye!